2, 3.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give up my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. Once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. But once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. But once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. My decision, right here and now.
Thank you, good morning, and welcome to Unity. Please stand as you are able and join us in singing, "This House is Built on Love."
Welcome to this sacred space.
See the joy on every face.
See the joy on every face. This house is built on love. This house is built on love. This house is built on love. Leave your burdens at the door.
You're not a stranger anymore.
You're not a stranger anymore. This house is built on love. This house is built on love. This house is built on love.
So now's the time to turn to someone standing next to you and say good morning. Say it loud, say it clear.
Say it loud and say it clear.
We're so happy that you're here.
We're so happy that you're here. This house is built on love. This house is built on love. This house is built on love.
This house,
This house,
this house,
this house,
this house
is built on love.
This house,
This house,
this house,
this house, this house is built on love.
this house,
This house,
this house,
this house, this house is built on love.
this house,
This house,
this house,
this house, this house is built on love.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, that sounds good. I'm your prayer chaplain here at Unity Church of Clearwater. So proud of that. And I'm delighted to welcome all of you, both in person and live stream. And by the way, live stream, we love it that you're there. We feel your presence. Thank you. We're delighted to announce at last that we are holding a brief but very significant ground blessing on the site of our future church, right across the parking lot. It's so exciting, west of this very spot that we're in right now, right after our worship service today. If you are able to assist a little bit in helping us get this space back in order, that would be wonderful. But don't do anything to hurt yourselves and so on and so forth. We got lots of strong people here. Okay. In January 2019, a brief history, our church was approached by a development company. The concept was to purchase 5 of our 7 acres and to build us a new church home according to our conceptual drawings on the site of our former Peace Cottage and to share the parking lot. Our board and congregation accepted this offer. After many stops and starts, including COVID-19, we met first only on Zoom, but we showed up. And then either of 2 neighboring synagogues, our dear friends, and sometimes at UU Church across the street. Very lucky. Oops, sorry, Russ. I know you don't like that. Okay. After finding the right contractor, we finally got the go-ahead to break ground. Yay! Against all seeming odds, we're making history together today. Okay. A vital part of this miracle of holding our people in light together for the 7th year through this process, 7 years, is our awesome music team. Take a bow. And today, of course, we're led by the co-founder of Empower Music and Arts, our beloved Minister of Music, Sue Riley. Thank you, Sue. Now I gotta get serious, okay? Our daily word lesson for today is actually scheduled in the magazine this coming February 21st. The presence of God surrounds me. Wherever I stand is holy ground. When I have eyes to see miracles unfolding around me, the entire world becomes a holy place. The world is not different, but I am. Opening my heart and looking through eyes of awe and reverence, I behold God all around me. That's so true. I'm sorry, I lost my place. I got so caught up in that thought. In the beauty and diversity of the natural world, in the creativity of art, and engineering marvels, and in kind acts and harmonious interactions. Finding holiness everywhere changes me at depth. Sorry, it's a big day. As I deepen in awareness for the presence and power of God in the world, I can move more easily, find it in myself and my fellow spiritual beings. We are one in God. We are holy. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. Isaiah 6:3. All right, friends, by Zoom, join the Reverend Cynthia Mackey for Wings at noon on Tuesdays. Join Leddy, our midweek prayer service at 7 p.m. on Wednesday evenings, and again at noon on Thursdays for an open table talk, and also at 3 p.m. on Thursdays with Rabbi Arthur for an in-depth study of the First Testament. Is wonderful. Oops, sorry, did I do that?
Carry on.
Thank you.
Pay no attention to the man behind you.
Okay, let's speak our opening statements, please. There is only one presence and one power everywhere and always. God, the good, omnipotent, and God is love. In our unity of purpose, we are guided by infinite wisdom, renewed by abundant life, and prospered by divine love. Now, the Reverend Carol Record, our Minister of Unity Studies, will lead us in prayer and meditation.
Good morning. Jesus, our master teacher, taught us to pray in this way together. Our Father in heaven, holy is your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us as we forgive others. Leave us not in doubt, but deliver us from error. For yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. And now, during this music, let us prepare for meditation.
All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. All we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through. Twists and turns, unexpected, day by day moving on. I don't have all the answers, but come what may, right or wrong, all we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through.
We begin this time of meditation by closing our eyes. Take a deep breath. Let go of any tension, stress, or strain. With each breath, feel yourself becoming more grounded in this moment. Release anything that doesn't belong to you. Let go of any expectations of others, any judgments, any demands from the outside world. You are here in this space for you. Visualize a soft, warm light glowing gently in the center of your chest. This light represents your true essence, your heart, the part of you that is always present, no matter what is happening around you. This light fills your entire body with warmth and love. This light represents your true self, the part of you that has always been there, waiting for you to come home. Silently affirm, I am whole, I am enough, I am home. Any doubts, concerns, any fears fade away in the light of your true essence. This place where you accept your learning, evolving, and always coming home to the beautiful soul that you are, always worthy of love and kindness. In the silence, simply sit with this feeling of being at home within yourself. As we bring our awareness back to this time and space, silently affirm, I am whole, I am enough, I am home. I carry this feeling of home, and no matter what life brings to me, I can always return to this place within. And so it is, and so I allow it to be. Amen.
Crashing waves touch the shore. Time moves faster every day. Ebb and flow, no control. And all that's left to say, all we can do is be there for each other in these times when we don't know what to do. All we can do is be there for each other and help each other through and help each other.
How beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Wonderful. We do help each other through. It's an amazing time. I'm happy to say our contractor is here with us. Bill Botelho, would you wave to everybody? There he is. Thank you. Oh, we're so very grateful. For all of you who are used to us and those that aren't used to us yet, you're home. We want to remind you that Congregation Beth Shalom made a home for us during our journey, and they are now having their annual sale of Hamantashen cookies. Now that celebrates the season of Purim, and there are order forms on the back table. And I'm getting all the apricot and cherry ones, so y'all can have all the rest. We are here by divine appointment, and we make every place where we are home. That has been such a journey this last several years. We're ready to see the beginning of our new home, but as we do so, we are continuous in our prayer consciousness. That is the heart of unity. So I invite you to be with me in prayer for Mary, for Kim and Scott and Catherine, for Zach and Shantae, Henry, the Hicks family, Douglas and Linda, Patrick and Carol, and Sam and Jane. And by the way, our wonderful Sam Derrera is here with us after shoulder surgery. Hello, Sam. Glad to see you. God bless you. Sam and Fran are steadfast unity folks. We are also in prayer with Terry Rogel, who's also here. Terry, good job coming through, doing great. And we are mindful of Crystal and also mindful of all those whose names we whisper in our hearts as we bless them in this consciousness. We are aware that hostages have been returned, some of them. Others are awaiting return. For this we are grateful. Bless all the families. And we also ask that we hold a prayer in our hearts for all the leadership of this country. We see them wise and guided, and we bless the leaders of all the nations of the earth. This is a time when prayer is the way we help each other through, and that's what we're doing. We're also mindful of some of those folks that have made transition. We're thinking about Pat in our prayers too, and Bhante Dhammawanja, who's in India right now, visiting Buddha's holy places. Wonderful. A wonderful couple has been dear friends with Sue Riley, and they've been in the choir at the Catholic Church Espiritu Santo, where she leads the choir. And this morning early, just at the first moments of this day, Frank made transition. We're thinking of Frank and Millie. Frank was her hands and her eyes. So now we see you free, Frank. We see Millie well cared for. May your hearts heal. This is just the beginning. God bless you. We're also mindful of a man up north of here whose name is Sam Nordquist, whose life was taken by those who have a hard time understanding that trans rights are human rights, and that Sam is a spiritual being, now beginning a new dimension of life. May we all realize that we are in this life together. And if one is suffering and mistreated, all are suffering and mistreated. So let us be together in prayer. This is our heartland, not only this place where I was married right here twice. No, just once. And where all my children and grandchildren have been with me at one time or another. And I'm grateful to say this is a blessed place, and it's given us the opportunity to bless it again and appreciate it again by being housed here free of charge while our new church home is under construction. We're grateful. Sue wrote this song, and I think it was a declaration at the time she wrote it, of making a resolution to live according to what the heart really tells you to do. Right, Sue? made a huge change in her life, and it makes one in ours. So I'll read scripture that we've matched with the lyrics, and then we'll respond together according to what's on the screen, okay? This is from Hosea. Sow for yourselves justice, reap the reward of loyalty, break up for yourselves a new field, for it is time to seek the Lord till he comes and rains justice upon you. Only justice today, Lord, maybe not rain. Okay, let's respond together. I'm going to make a new start, lead with my heart. I've never felt so sure. And this from the letters of Paul to the Ephesians. We now affirm that Christ dwells together in your hearts through faith, that you, rooted and grounded in love, may have strength to comprehend with all the holy ones what is the breadth and length and height and depth, and to know the love of Christ that surpasses knowledge, so that you may be filled with all the fullness of God. Together, I'm going to follow where I'm called. It may not be the easy road, because I've finally found my home, living in my heartland. And from Exodus, God said, the place where you stand is holy ground. Together, now I like those quiet days. I love the peaceful pace. It's now what I call home. From Psalm 37, trust in the Lord and do good, that you may dwell in the land and live secure. Find your delight in the Lord, who will give you your heart's desire. And together, sometimes the road less traveled feels like the real frontier. But when I'm true to who I am, the path is free and clear. I've finally found my home, living in my heartland. Enjoy the music and let your heart rejoice.
I used to dream big city dreams. I had to let them go. That city crowd, busy and loud, left me with an aching soul. I'm gonna make a new start, lead with my heart. I've never felt so sure. I'm gonna follow where I'm called. It may not be the easy road, because I finally have found my home. Living in my heartland, living in my heartland. When I let go of all I know, sometimes I feel afraid. But now I like this quiet pace. I find I love the peaceful space. It's now what I call home. I'm gonna make a new start, lead with my heart. And I've never felt so sure. I'm gonna follow where I'm called. It may not be the easy road, 'cause I finally found my home. Living in my heartland, living in my heartland. Sometimes this road less traveled feels like a new frontier. When I'm true to who I am, the path is free and clear. I'm gonna follow heartland, living in my heartland. I'm gonna follow where I'm called. It may not be the easy road, 'cause I finally found my home. Living in my heartland, living in my heartland.
Well, ooh, I love that. I love that song, Living in My Heartland. We've had to do that. We had learned a while ago that a church is more than a building, haven't we? We had to learn it. We had a fire in 2003. I thought I'd never forget, now I have. And had to be in the tent in the parking lot for almost 2 years while we found a way to have this building completely renovated, floor to floor, floor to ceiling, wall to wall, every single room, front and back. It took a while. It was hard. It takes courage. Courage means to do something that scares you. I know that because I Googled it, and that's what it means. It doesn't mean you're not afraid. In fact, the power to keep going when you do feel afraid is often what your heart gives you. I've served here for 44 years, loved this building the first time I walked into it, and had no idea how much it would have a hold on me, and this calling would be a calling to my heart. I didn't want to leave this building. But after a while, if you're paying attention, you reach a place in life where something has to change. Something in a relationship, something in your understanding, something in your life, the job you do, the way that you do it. Things have to be broken up in order to become ready for something new to be planted. I was a red belt in karate a while ago. A long while ago, and I found it very hard. I didn't like to hit people, and I didn't like to get hit, so I didn't go on to black, but I respect the experience. And I'll never forget what my sensei, Jay Park, full contact karate, taught me. He said, karate is not just about being able to being able to give a punch. It's about being able to take one. And I thought that was a pretty good life lesson. You'll be surprised at how much you can take if you have the heart for it. Master Park said, you have to have heart. So that's what we found that we've had to have. When my husband of 17 years found the love of his life, I performed their marriage because it's what you do. And welcomed him back sometime later. It's what you do. He's still serving through Palm Harbor, and I'm very glad of that. It's about being able to roll with what comes and keep going. I was walking the neighbor's dog, 75-pound chocolate Labrador, and it was during a cool spell here, and we both looked up when there was a poodle being walked with matching boots and a hat and sweater. She was startled, and so was I. And she drugged me along for a while and broke my finger in 4 places. But it's not in the falling down that the majesty of the whole experience emerges. It's in the getting up. And I found out that you do heal. And if you say you can never forgive, yeah, you will. You will, because you'll have to. You'll never get over it? Yes, you will. You'll get over whatever happens. I told Rabbi Baseman, my friend, I said, I just had a colonoscopy. I'm never having that again. He said, yes, you will. I'm not saying that we are destined to suffer. I don't believe that's God's plan. I believe God gives us all the choices of easier ways that we could live. But for reasons that have to do with our own soul growth and the fact that love is our decision, we may choose a rocky path at times. And I've done that too. I've learned that You just keep following your heart to the best of your ability. And I had an EKG this week, so I have a good heart. I knew that already. You have to have all those tests in order to have surgery. And I'm tired of having trouble walking, so I'm going to get a left knee replacement in a couple of weeks, and I can do it. The right one is still replaced. I like the attention I get at TSA. It buzzes, and I get wanded every time. It's rather grand because I'm not just silent, I get noticed. When I was on my own for a while, I met a wonderful angel of a man working at the filling station. He only had $14.95 in the bank. That wasn't the first question I asked him, but that did come up. A heavy metal drummer, 13 years younger than me, and crazy person that I am, I was crazy about him, and I still am. And I thank God for Russ every single day. His parents were worried about the difference in our ages, and his daddy told me so. I respected his father. He was Mr. Clearwater in 1984. Everybody knew Leon Russell Hammock, Sr. And I said, he said, the age difference bothers us. I said, bothers me too. It really does. And if I could do something about it, I would, but I will be good to him. And I love him. And they never mentioned it again. They were good to me. I haven't always done things in a quick way. I didn't get my master's degree till I was over 50, my doctorate till I was over 60. I've had cancer treatment twice, 50 sets of radiation, and 4 weeks of wearing a chemo pump. And I lost my long hair and some weight that's creeping back, but how did I do that? You know, you don't know. You look back and you forget how you did things. You just know you did. You just kept on and just kept doing them. I think what was my great help is that I had great teachers, great friends who taught me too. And this is Black History Month, and I am honoring one of those great friends. That was Johnny Coleman. She knew my parents. She knew me by my name. And she was a friend, too, of Catherine Ponder's. Now, they were both at the INTA Congress in about 1998, I think it was, in Scottsdale, Arizona. I was there, and so was our Minister of Unity Studies, Carol Record. She was there with us, too. Where are you, Carol? Right there. We remember those times. Good times. I think that it was either Dr. Barbara King or Dr. Johnny Coleman who came down in her own limousine. She liked to travel in style. So she brought it. And I happened to notice a wonderful article that Catherine Ponder, who's a worldwide known prosperity author and teacher, an amazing person. Carol knew them too. I was first vice president of the INTA at the time and served with Blaine Mays, who had been with them for over a quarter century then. Wonderful souls, they taught me. I read a little article that Catherine Ponder wrote in the New Thought Journal about 2002. She said when she first met Johnny at Unity Village, it was a good experience. She had no idea that Johnny has been diagnosed with cancer. She had 6 months to live at the time. She was reading Daily Word by accident on her mother's coffee table. She read it, she liked it. She said, you know, it seems like these people understand healing. I'm going to go there. She did, and against all odds, because Lee Summit, the nearby village, is a small town in Missouri. And there were no accommodations for people of color. Johnny was a prosperity master. She liked lovely things. When they stayed in the cabin at Unity Village, they had to have somebody else, a friend of mine, Star Pope, and Ella Lemire, bring them blankets because it was too cold even to live there. She stayed, she got ordained, she started her own movement, an amazing movement, Foundation for Better Living. She had 20,000 members in a church she started in Chicago with only folding chairs in her mother's living room in a small apartment, because she never doubted that she could do it, because she knew God was doing it. She spoke what she thought right from the heart, and Catherine was remembering that in this article. She said that once she was in Chicago teaching at Johnny's church, and Johnny said, let's go over to, she said, Ponder. She liked to call people by their last name. She called Catherine Ponder. She called Robert Schuler. She said, let's go down to Marshall Fields and look around, go shopping. So they went down there, and then Johnny turned to Catherine, who was an amazing manifester. And she said, now, Ponder, don't go near that diamond counter. And Catherine said, well, why? And she said, well, because every time you do that when you're here, you visualize those diamonds, and then people start giving me diamond rings. And I don't want diamond rings, I just want things for the church. I want support for the church. She said, I got a whole drawer full of diamond rings, don't do it again. So, but Ponder was thinking about that. It's like somebody telling you not to think about blue monkeys, and that's all you can think about. By the way, I think we have a birthday person here. Ellie, isn't it your birthday? God bless you. As you enter this decade, I think you're 35 now? Yeah? God bless you. You're gorgeous. Thank you. We grow and we learn because we are a family. So she said, now you looked at those diamonds, didn't you, Ponder? Catherine said, well, I only looked at them from a distance. You told me not to go over there. She said, somebody gave me 2 diamond rings in your last class. They got a drawer full of them. Knock it off. I just want to manifest the new church. That's why we had our church plans in the back of this very room for over a year. So you might go and see them and help me visualize that. Catherine Ponder wrote, the longer your good is coming, the bigger and better it will be when it comes. So hang on. Right now, we've been just happy to have plumbing, haven't we? Great to have plumbing. Great to have electricity. It's wonderful. But we will have a beautiful church. And I love it that Bill Botello is already referring to it as my building. And he has a great heart. He will build it well. I was a little bit upset when 2 or 3 weeks ago we came here and the stage was full of boxes and bags. I didn't like that. Oh, now we got to mess with that. What are we going to do? It was too many to move. We had to set up down on the floor. Sometimes that happens. The tech team's not worried. They are heroes. They did all this beautifully. Music team goes with the flow. It was me. I was upset about it. So I wanted him to go in and speak to people. Tell them we don't really like that. So he went in and he spoke to them in the Russ way. Oh, big smile. Well, we just think it'd be easier if we didn't have those packages all in the way. And she said, oh, I'm so sorry. And the principal was apologetic. They hadn't forgot. They're not thinking always in terms of church on Sunday morning. They're thinking in terms of school on Monday morning. And they got a lot going on with almost 800 children coming here to eat in this very room. So it's a big deal, which is why you're sitting on that little round seat. But he said, when are you picking up the things? She said, first thing, 8:30 in the morning. He said, I'll be here to help you. Now, that wasn't something you do if you're mad at somebody. So it's a great technique to have in mind. Someone's not doing what you want. How can you help them? It's a great heart opener. I really believe that. I got a text from across the miles by mistake. I received a great many texts. You probably do too. Some texts I don't want. I get a lot of them, but I look at everything that comes in. This one came in, and I just want to read it to you, the little sequence. It came in, hi, Lisa, let's go to eat Thai food today. And I thought, wow, good for Lisa. Now I want Thai food. Thanks a lot for planning that. And I answered, this isn't Lisa. I was afraid she'd think Lisa dissed her by not answering. But I hope she will go with you. And she responded, I guess she, I don't know, or he, sorry, I found the right number. I hope I didn't disturb your wonderful day. And I wrote back, Thai food is good for the soul. You brightened my day. And this person wrote back, thank you. You're very friendly and kind. If you're in LA, I will treat you to a cup of coffee to apologize. And I wrote back, No apologies desired. We live in Florida. But let's just hold a refreshing thought together for the recovery of LA and visualize that across the miles and see justice and peace for all in these interesting times. You are a blessing. I felt heartened. It was just the Valentine I needed. It was a glow that I needed. Sometimes before your heart can love enough to get you through whatever you're going through, you've got to get to a place where you can open it up, where you can break through the hard places. Now, Johnny Coleman was good at that. She got close to a great many great people by living in a loving, kind, and honest way. She spoke her truth. Once I was at a conference and she spoke in Chicago and the lights went out at the conference hall. Electricity was paused and she just kept on talking. And we heard every word. Not a pin would drop. She is a magical kind of person. She was a close friend of Della Reese, and I'm sure had something to do with Della's ordination. She also brought Ben Vereen for one of our conferences. And she was close to the Michael Jordan family, Jesse Jackson. She knew Reverend Ike, who was famous for saying, "Don't wait for that pie in the sky when you die. Have yours now, a la mode," which I always like. Now I want pie too, Thai food and pie. I heard Barack Obama speak at her church when he was a senator, and she was amazing. But you know, the thing is not really who you know and what strings you can pull, but the truth you know and how you live it. I got to thinking about that groundbreaking. We drove by to look at the place Bill had prepared, and there was a worker there filling it with loosened soil, so the shovels will go in very easily and just turn. It's more of a gesture than we're not going to actually have you dig for the foundation today, which is good because you probably would have worn different shoes if you were going to do that. And I thought about that plowing activity. That man was filling that with buckets of dirt, and I said, "Russ, he needs a wheelbarrow." So we stopped the car, went over to the garage and poked around and found one, took it out to him and made it a little easier. When you do things you don't have to do that are kind, it makes a difference. I'm wearing a necklace, by the way, my eldest son sent to me. I know his wife picked it out. She's so insightful about gifts. It just has the word kind on the side of it. And I thought, that's very sweet. I'm glad they think of me that way. And I opened the box and it said, "Be kind of a badass." Did you hear me? Be kind of a badass. I like that. So I'm going to wear that a lot. Because I want you to be kind, but I don't want you to be a pushover. I don't want you to be a doormat. I want you to be strong. I want you to tell you the truth. Don't put up with no stuff, as Johnny told me. She took my hand in hers when I told her our church had burned. I said, "What am I going to do?" She said, "You're going to keep on. You're going to tell those people the truth, and they'll stay with you." Because I wasn't sure you would. I haven't been sure you would during this last few years either. Goodness, everything happens. I read words of a good friend of mine, Bob Marshall, the Unity minister in the Orlando area. He said, "Concentrate on your heart, and you will break through to realms of feeling and knowing that allow you to see far beyond the confines of mental processes, to place power behind thoughts and prayers, to encounter spiritual experience directly rather than constantly feeling removed from it. Whatever you are trying to do, do it with all your heart, and you will see big changes in your results. The heart is an exciting ride to almost anywhere within the spiritual realms. We now affirm when the heart opens, the mind clears. I am groundbreaking in my heartland. Opening up, opening up." Tom Young texted me to let me know that there was a wonderful interview on NPR, so I tuned into it. I had told you a couple weeks ago how my granddaughter's dear friend, Kaya Duggins, was among the 67 that went down in a plane into the Potomac. And I showed you pictures of the two girls together, so sweet. Kaya was an amazing person. She was about to start as a law professor at Howard University, graduate of Harvard Law School. She worked for people for whom there was no way and helped them find a way. She will not be forgotten, and I believe she's doing something in a new realm, but it was heartbreaking to hear the interview from her boyfriend about he'd find her little curls in the hairbrush and missed her so much. The heart has to have capacity. And sometimes the capacity is demonstrated not only in your way of loving over and above and unconditionally, but also in feeling heartbreak very deep. Even Jesus wept. And so we can realize it's all right if my heart feels broken, but I heal. Because we can't do anything if we don't have a Christ at heart. It's got to be very strong. So you get through the heartbreaking times. We're talking about that a lot with our Unity friends. I had occasion to have a lunch meeting at Carrabba's, which is a great place, by the way. Now I want Thai food, pie a la mode, and Carrabba's. We were there and we were talking about how whenever two or more of us are gathered together, he is there in the midst of us. The server walked up to the table and we said, well, what's your name? He said, Jesus. And I said, we knew you'd come. We knew you would. Little signs begin to happen. We knew you'd be here. You want to live in a continuous expectation of good things happening all the time. Feel your heart open up. I have a longtime friend, and she lives in New York City now. She is very brave. She's only a year younger than me. She tells a story of when I was 6 and she was 5. Some little girls made a circle, and we're all playing together in front of my friend's house. Wanda just wanted to meet some new friends. She was all alone there, living with her aunties. She came into our circle. I introduced her. Wanda was mulatto. And when she got a chance to, my friend Lynn said, well, we're going to talk and play together, but Wanda, we don't want you. And I didn't remember this, but I guess I did it, and if I did, good for me. I took her hand and said, then you don't want me either. And Wanda, come on, Wanda, we're going home. And we left. And it's just a little thing that kids do, but she still remembers it. You don't know when somebody you love will still remember what you did. So our son, our youngest, is now in LA again. His beautiful wife, Iting, is still with her parents for another month in the area of Guangzhou. And because her father is Cantonese and her mother is Mandarin, and they are not together, Iting speaks both in German and English. So Mr. Liang had told our son, I want to speak with you alone when you are here. Well, Levi speaks enough Mandarin to get by, which is great. If your wife is Mandarin, it comes in handy, you know. And, but not Cantonese. So they needed her to translate. It was awkward for her to be translating her father's heart thoughts to Levi, her partner, when the heart thoughts of her father seemed cold. He said, young man, you do not seem to have an entrepreneurial spirit, which is an insult in the Chinese culture, because Mr. Liang has a 5-story house that consists of 2 mansions that were joined together with large property. Gardens grow all of his vegetables, and for the entree, they catch a fish fresh and prepare it for him, his housekeeper, and his chauffeur. So when he said this to Levi, it was a way of saying, you'll never get anywhere. You're not good enough for my daughter. She says, my daughter does have an entrepreneurial spirit. Levi is heart-centered. He smiled. He took it. He understood. And then after their talk, which seemed to be very instructive, you're to do this and this and this, and your children are to be named Liang. And their name goes first. When Iting introduces herself in China, it's Liang Iting. The last name goes first. Levi smiled. Yes, sir. And then she noticed there was her father's piano in the corner. He had never heard my son play. My son has a great gift given to him by Sue Riley, who taught him music from when he was 6 years old. Now, she will say she didn't give him music, but she opened his heart to it. He sat at that piano, which he said was badly out of tune, but if you are in tune, you can still get music out of it. He laid his hands on those keys and played Chopin and Beethoven by heart for about half an hour, and played some Chinese songs, too, that he had heard and had the ear for. By the time he was finished, Mr. Liang was recording Levi with his phone and dancing around excited. Oh, this is very professional. And he said that in English. So he did speak some. His heart opened to Levi, and he loves him. You'd be surprised how your heart can break through. If you've ever plowed a field, you know you don't grow anything in it until you turn the soil. That has to be done. If you've ever watched farmers, they've got to plow those rows straight. I knew about a woman, and I'm almost finished, don't worry. Musicians, you can come back if you want to. She had been told by her dad that if you ever snowbound, just follow a snowplow, and you'll be fine. So she got in her car and was able to follow a snowplow that had just come by. And she followed it for, an hour or two, felt very safe. When the man stopped, he got out of the truck, came around to her and knocked on her window. And she opened the window and said, yes. And he said, well, I saw you were following me, and that's okay, but I'm finished here doing the Walmart parking lot, and I'm going to go on to Target. She was following him every single way. And some farmers have learned to set up a flag or paint the end of it red or put a red cloth on it to make sure their furrows are straight when they break ground. We're going to break ground here. Are you ready? Yes, I am too. Ready to be broken open. What is the impediment, the burden, the addiction, the obstacle, the loss, the problem, the panic in our world that you are facing? Just open up your heart to a larger faith. Ask God, Lord, open my heart. Help me grow into what you made me to be. These past 3 years have been pretty tough, but the ground is good. And I've loved that land the first time I ever saw it. Let's break ground in our heartland today. God bless you. Amen. All right. The gifts of substance that you so lovingly shared are directed to perpetuate this ministry through this next 8 or 9 months to watch our baby get ready to be born. And I ask you to stick with us. Bless your gifts as you hold them in your hands with these words. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother, God. Let's sing together.
So grateful for every blessed moment, and I give in gratitude. My heart is open, my spirit is rejoicing, and I give in gratitude. I give my thanks to God. 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 I give
Thank you, God, for your endless gifts of good you lovingly provide. Bless these, our gifts, and let them be divinely multiplied. And so it is. Amen. Let's all rise as we are able. I ask you to assist to make sure that Marianne and Jono can get close to the groundbreaking site so that we're sure that Jono has a front row view of that. We'll only be out there maybe 10 minutes at the most. It's going to be important. Let's sing I Choose Love, and let's do it. All right, together.
Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are part of each other. We are one. One tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Let love be present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us, let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love.
Groundbreaking. Have a great week. Thank you.
Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Step out and take a chance. Walk the talk, join the dance. Relax, enjoy the ride. Let kindness be your guide. You gotta go out and shine your light. You know the time is right. You gotta go out and shine your light. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine. Go out and shine.